Hi there, YouTube listeners. Welcome to GTO Charts. Today I'm going to show you how to unleash the power of node locking with GTO Wizard AI. What is node locking? Well, node locking is a powerful new feature that allows you to define players' strategies and then craft exploits so you can crush the competition. You can set strategies by such things as hand combos, hand categories, or action frequencies, and then compare how the response changes with the compare nodes feature that's available in this. There's also an option for partial locking, which allows you to lock certain hands while you let the solver optimize the rest. Node locking is exclusively available to elite tier users. However, all users can solve one flop for free, the familiar Queen 10-7 flop that you may or may not be familiar with. Best idea is to let's have a look at it in action, and it pretty much explains itself. Firstly, we just click on Study from the GTO Wizard, and it says it's a nice little spiel there about node locking, and there's a nice video on it. And we click on Try Node Locking, and up it comes, and it comes up with the demo of Queen 10-7, 2 spades, 1 heart flop. And this in front of you now is the GTO strategy that you would use on such a flop. And this is small blind versus big blind, as it says up here. Let's have another look at this, and it is stacks 97 BB, so 100, close enough. And you can also see this little flashing little icon here with the lock. That's the node locking button, if you hadn't guessed already. So let's click on that and see what happens. Takes you into this. It gives you a nice little pop-up window. You can set strategies manually. You can set frequencies, and you can lock or unlock hands. All pretty self-explanatory. Undo the rest and reset, and then you confirm your changes down here. And if you want more help, you just click on here, and sorry, where are they pointing to? The help button here that we can't see, but it's there, trust me. Okay, now you're presented with this screen, and you can see that we have so this is a strategy that is GTO for the big blind. Now, where this comes in handy is when you're playing against someone who is wildly away from GTO strategy and might be just over betting. In this example, we're just going to go really extreme, and instead of the usual strategy here that you see from the small blind, where they are betting 25%, and sorry, betting 77%, that's the bet size, and checking 23. So let's say 75, 23. And then the frequency here is where you can change that. So this is GTO suggested strategy for the ranges that they should have. And what you can do is, let's say you decide you're playing against a complete maniac, and on that sort of flop, or on every flop, he just bets with a frequency of 100%. So we drag that up to 100%. That should have changed it. There it is. And we now see that the strategy now we've changed for the small blind is that they're going to bet the flop 100% of the time. Now, I don't want to get too fancy on this example. I'm just going to do that, and that's the only thing I'm going to change. And then we're going to go down in here and click the node lock, and lock all and continue. And as you can see, it is updating it, and then you see the little lock icons, meaning that that is the strategy. You are now saying that the small blind is going to have a frequency of his perceived range. This is a GTO range that he should have opened with pre-flop, and we've now locked that, so he's going to bet this flop 100% of the time, which is pretty extreme. But this is where the power of Nodelocking comes in, where you can now craft a strategy against an opponent that just bets way too much. So now we move on in the hand, and the small blind will bet, as he does 100% of the time. And now GTO Wizard goes off and works out against that particular strategy of his, where he bets 100% of the flop. This is the strategy that we should utilize. Now, looking at this straight up, it's hard to see how this differs from normal strategy where your opponent is betting a GTO range. So what we do to make it a bit more clear is click on this button here, which is what you want to call it, split screen button. So having clicked that split screen button, it comes up now with this screen where you can see on the left your locked node strategy, and then on the right the previous strategy, which was not locked, and it was just normal GTO strategy. The one on the left is where we node lock the small blind, where he bets 100% of the time, and now this is the strategies for those respective situations from the big blind. But then you can start to notice the differences in the two different strategies, and let's look at first of all what you should be raising. Now, two things to note here is with the normal GTO strategy not locked, it was suggesting 10% approximately raising, but 90% of pot size. Now in this instance where we have the node locked, you are raising more, which makes sense, and it's going for 50% of the pot size. Calling is similar-ish, it's calling a little bit less, and you're folding a little bit less. So I guess the thing to note there is you're raising more and with a smaller raise size. And you can hone in even closer and hone in on what sort of hands, some that stand out to me, like 7-3 suited in the normal GTO strategy, you're just checking 100%. And over here in the node locked, you are raising it up approximately, I'm going to say 25% or thereabouts. And I'm not going to go deeper than that. And we click out of that, and we're now back to our main screen here. And of course, you can also play around with the look of it, depending on what you're used to. This is range height. Full height is probably a little bit more intuitive, I would say. Again, notice the color difference, as in that's the bet sizing is different. It's a lighter red, like a mauve, and this is a brighter red. Just depends on how you had it set up in GTO Wizard as to what those colors are. But just want to highlight the different bet sizes that it's now doing. Okay, that's it for this video. Obviously there's a lot more to this than what I've shown you. Now if you want to play around with it yourself, you can get a free version of GTO Wizard, and there's node locking features available in that, just locked into that one flop. But definitely fun to play around with and try and work out different strategies against different opponents. And the old argument of what's better, GTO strategy or exploitative, well, any good poker player will tell you that a combination of both is the way to go. And now with GTO Wizard, you can not only play a GTO strategy against fellow GTO players, but anyone who's completely out of line with this. Now you can work out how to best exploit them. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and links below to the fabulous GTO Wizard with a free trial and also 20% discount. And see you on the next one.